Hey, so the project looks a bit different because it is actually 6 months later. I don't really have the original tutorial file anymore, but I do have this, which you can download if you like. For the reference, I also have this, which I quickly textured, but I don't really have the old one anymore, which is fine. And the first thing I want to do first is to just block in all the colors. We can create a fill layer, like so, and whenever you make one, you can just rename it to whatever you like. I'll just rename it to base underscore gold metal first, like so. And I'm gonna just give it a color. So just right click on a background, choose a base color, maybe the golden-ish one. And let me just bring the reference in. So this one is a metallic material. So just make sure to turn your metalness all the way up. It either has to be a 1 or a 0. And we can turn on roughness maybe somewhere around here. If the roughness is 0, that means that it looks super smooth, like it's chrome or something. And turning it all the way up just makes it look super matte and rough. So for now, I'll just keep it to around maybe 0.5. And now we can create a folder for this. Call this gold metal, I guess. Golden metal. And just drag the fill layer into here. And the point is so that we can right click on our folder, add in a black mask, which will just make everything disappear. But we can go over here and click on polygon fill and click on this maybe. And we can just one by one assign all the materials that we want it to be. And if you accidentally put it on 1, you can just set it all the way to 0 and just left click again. So just make sure 1 is to just set the mask to white, which is basically what will let us see the material, and black is what will hide it. So this is good enough. I'll turn my symmetry off so that it's probably the same as you guys. And I'll just work on these parts, this one as well as this one. Control Z will let you just undo it if you make a mistake. So over here we do have a black area, so we can definitely just switch it back to 0 and maybe use this UV chunk fill to just deselect this one area so that we have this as well. And I think we got pretty much everything. So that'll be it for the golden material. We can now work on the next one, which is the dark material. So we can just right click on this and click duplicate layers. And this one can be the base underscore dark metal. And I'll rename this as well. So this one, make sure to set it to a darkish color. And just right click on a mask and just hit clear mask so that it's just a fresh mask again. And while the mask is still selected, you can go over here and we can start doing the same thing where we just start assigning all our black metal material. So it does look like we missed some golden one. So let me just go back over here, as well as this one on the bottom. And I think I got him. So I'll go back to this mask and start adding in. Okay, so we've pretty much gotten all the dark metal area. We can already just duplicate this layer again, and we can start adding in the pink painted layers. I'm gonna just give it a more pinkish color. And this time, the paint itself isn't really a metallic material, so we can definitely just go and set our metallic all the way down. And we can right click and clear our mask. Now this pink is probably a bit too bright, so I'm going to just have it be a lot darker, like so. And now we can click on this and start assigning it to all objects. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to add it to this one, but let's just put it over here for now, because it is a more fabric-y material, but I definitely don't want to spend too much time making too many materials for this tutorial. So over here we have our wooden one. So duplicate it again, like so. And this one will be a more brownish material, like so. And just make sure to clear the mask again and assign it to this object. I guess this one needs the golden material, so let me just put it over here as well. And I think we've pretty much gotten most of these. So now we can actually start working on all the texturing in the next video. Another thing is that I also want to start working on the height a bit, because we do have some areas where we have some height going in and out. So I will just, maybe in this case, I can just create one fill layer and that's it. And I'll just call this height now. I'll right click on this and just alt and left click on the height channel, so that's only this one. And I'll just move it down a bit on this slider. And now we can just right click on this, add in a black mask. And while we have it on the brush, just make sure to select the brush, and we can go to the front view and start trying to sculpt a bit. So left click will let you draw in some lines. So maybe I'll just draw a few. And we have the little nose. If you shift and left click, you can draw in a straight line. If you use the bracket keys, you can make your brush a bit smaller. Another thing is that we can definitely right click and add in a color node, but we can have it be a darker color. I'll just set it all the way to black, because we can then just set it to multiply and turn down opacity of it, like so. So it looks a bit more shadowed. And I'll just do the same and add it to some other places that need it. So for example, over here. And we can draw some straight lines for this part. We do have some height over here as well on the screw heads, so I'm gonna just do that over there real quick. Okay, so another thing is that I want to add in an ambient occlusion layer. So I'll just add in another fill, but this time it'll just be color, and I'll just have it be over here. Add a black mask, and in that black mask, I'll right click and add in a generator. And for this generator, I'll just add in an occlusion, like so. And I think it's supposed to be inverted. So let me first just set it to a dark color, and then go to the ambient occlusion generator and just do it global invert. So now we can have it over here instead of relying on the shader settings, which we won't see in other softwares. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this part. In the next one, we'll actually start making some nice little smart materials. So I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.